All right, so we're going to go through the SPM trial paper for 2022, SBP paper 2. So let's move on to questions. So the first question in paper 2 here, question 1. Zohaira has prepared 112 cans of drinks for her classmates on a birthday party. 1/8 of the drinks are strawberry flavored, 1/4 sassy flavored, and the rest are lychee flavored. Calculate the number of canned drinks lychee flavored in base 3. So I want to count in base 3, right? But before that, let's find the value in base 10. So in total, there's 112 canned drinks. I have the fraction for strawberry, fraction for sassy flavored. So I can find the fraction for lychee flavored. So how do I find that? Basically, total fractions will always be equals to 1. Always remember that total fractions is equals to 1. So we can take 1 minus the other two fractions. Okay, 1 minus the other two fractions, and we will get the fraction for the lychee flavored drink. Right? So let's take 1 minus the 1/8 minus 1/4. So we can count that 1 minus 1/8 minus 1/4, and I get 5/8. So 5/8 is a fraction for lychee flavored drinks. And to get the fraction of lychee flavored drinks, basically, number of lychee flavored drinks over the total number of drinks is equals to the fraction. So to get the number of lychee flavored drinks, I take the fraction times the total number of cans. So 5/8 times 112, I get 70. This is in base 10. So I want it in base 3. So I just have to convert this value to base 3. So converting the value of base 3, I can divide by 3. I find I want the remainder, basically. So divide by 3 is 23, remainder of 1. 23 divided by 3, 7, remainder 2. 7 divided by 3, 2, remainder 1. 2 divided by 3, 0, remainder 2. So we take the remainder from bottom to top is 2121 in base 3. That's for question 1. Let's look at question 2. Jeffrey wants to buy fire insurance for his house. So the insurance company stipulates that the insurable value of his house is 600,000 ringgit with a core insurance provision to insure 70% of the insurable value of his property and deductible of 10,000 ringgit. So Jeffrey insures his house for less than the amount of required insurance. His house caught on fire and the amount of loss is 250,000. I want the amount of insurance that has been purchased if he received compensation of 200,000 ringgit. So first, let's find the required amount of insurance that should be bought. So will basically be 70%. Because it's 70% core insurance, so 70% of the value of his house, which is 600,000. So I calculate that 70% of 600,000, which is 420,000 ringgit. So he should have gotten 420,000 ringgit, but he did not. And basically to get the 200,000, it will basically be how much he bought. Let's put that as X over how much he needs to buy times the amount of loss, 250,000. Okay, so that will give you 200,000 ringgit. So I calculate, just bring over the 250,000 and the 420,000. So 200,000. This one times opposite divide. So divide by 250,000 and divide opposite times 420,000. So I calculate 200,000 over 250,000 times 420,000. I get 336,000. Oh wait, sorry, I missed out deductible. So I have to add with the deductible first. I have to add. Oh no, sorry, my bad. Can I add? Yeah, I have to add with the deductible first. Yeah. Because I count the percentage, then I minus off the deductible to get the 200,000. So I have to add with the deductible, so it should be 210,000. So I get 352,800 ringgit. So you have to be aware of the deductible as well. Question 3. Determine the values of A and C from the quadratic function here. So C value is very simple. C value will just be the y-intercept, which I already have from the diagram, is -72. So C straight away, I know it's -72. Okay. So to get A, there are two ways of doing this. One is from the x-intercepts, we can form the fraction. We can form back the quadratic and then compare. Another way is we can just substitute in any of the values of the points here. Okay, because I already know y equals ax squared plus 15x minus 72. So if I just sub in either 30 or -80, I will be able to find the y value. Let's say I use 30. 0 equals a times 3 squared plus 5 times 3 minus 72. So I calculate 0 equals 9a plus 15 minus 72. Sorry. -57. Bring over 57 is 9a. Sorry, my bad. 15. Yeah. So it's 15 times 3, which is 45 minus 72. So minus 27. So this is 27. Okay, bring over the 9 times 9, opposite divide 9. So A is 3. That's how we can get the A and C value. Okay. Alternatively, let me just show you the other method. We form the quadratic equation. We take x minus 3 and x minus -8 means x plus 8 equals 0. Expand this. X squared plus 8x minus 3x minus 24 equals 0. Then x squared plus 5x minus 24 equals 0. But you see this minus 24, but I need it to be minus 72. So to change 24 to 72, I times 3. Then it becomes 3x squared plus 15x minus 72 equals 0. Then I can compare this and this. Yeah, but I feel that is actually the harder way. Okay, so I would say the better way is to use this. And also you can sub in -8, -8, 0 as well. Y is 0, x is -8. It will give you the same value of A. Okay. Then we look at question 4. So the length of MN and KL, 14 cm and 17 cm respectively. MN here 14, KL here 17. Length of LP, L to P is 2 cm more than MP. So means LM is 2 cm. Yeah. I'm also given sine angle M and Q. This angle is 3/7. So yeah, this angle is a second quadrant angle. So the equivalent angle in the first quadrant is this. So I can use this right angle triangle for the sine. And ASTC, second quadrant, sine is positive. That's why it's still a positive value. So I can take opposite sine is, I use SOHCAHTOA. Sine, so OH, opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is MP. Hypotenuse is 14. So means MP over 14 is equals to 3/7. So I can find value of MP. 3/7 divide 14, bring over times 14. So it's 6. MP is 6 cm. So this is 6 cm. And what I want is tangent JKL. JKL is this angle. Yeah, so the equivalent angle in the first quadrant is this. Means I can use this right angle triangle, but I need the adjacent length because tangent is opposite over adjacent. Opposite 8. So to find adjacent KP, I use Pythagoras theorem. It's square root of 17 square minus 8 square. Hypotenuse minus the other side. If I have the hypotenuse. If I want to find the hypotenuse, then I plus. So it's 15. Okay. So I know KP here is 15 cm. So tangent angle JKL. So this is second quadrant. Second quadrant only sine is positive. So tangent would be negative value. And then opposite over adjacent means 8/15. So negative 8/15. That's it. Question 5. Diagram 3 in the answer space shows a quadrilateral with PQ equals PS and RQ equals to RS. PQ equals PS, this and this same length. RQ and RS same length. Yeah, so this is basically a kite. Yeah. So X and Y are two moving points in the diagram. So I want to draw the locus for X, whereby XP equals to PQ. X to P and P to Q is the same length. So means X is a moving point where it has the same length as PQ. So I have to use a compass for this. All right. So let me put in a diagram. So let's draw the locus. I'm going to use this. Okay. It is slightly different, but it's so I can show you using compass, and yeah, you get the idea of it. So P to Q is here. So I go from P to Q, put a compass there, fix the width of the compass, then we draw. Okay, basically this curve. Yeah, would be the locus X. Yeah, whereby we take the compass, put the width of it, needle on P, stretch it out to Q, and then we just draw the curve within the diagram. So that is the locus X. Then we have locus of point Y, always the same distance from point Q and S. Point Q and S, Q and S top and bottom here, always the same distance between the 2 points. Constant equal distance between the 2 points. So that would be the perpendicular bisector. Right? And how do we form the perpendicular bisector? It's actually very simple. Take your compass. Any width is fine. Just make sure it's more than halfway. Okay. Then draw a curve from your point Q and a curve from the point S. But make sure when you draw these two curves, the width of the compass has to remain the same. Okay, the width of the compass has to be the same when you draw from your point Q and from the point S. So you see these two intersection points, they will just cut through. It will pass through both intersection points. Yeah, so my drawing is slightly off, but basically it will be lying like this. All right. Yeah. Then this point here will be the intersection where we want to mark. Sorry, not here. This point where both locus cut each other. That's the intersection point where we want to mark the X. Yeah, so it'll be something like this. And the method of doing will be like this. My drawing is slightly off, but that's the idea of how you do it. Okay, so that's for this question. The intersection point is the part B, sorry. Then we look at question 6. Okay, diagram 4 shows the position of house P, house Q, and house R, as well as shop T on the Cartesian plate. So given the road connects T and P is parallel to the x-axis, so if I have a straight line going from here to here, it will be horizontal. Yeah, parallel to the x-axis. PQ and QR is the same. So if I have a straight line, this length and here to here is the same length. So what I want is first coordinate of point R. Okay. So you see here, this height is 0.5. Okay. So this means this length is 0.5. This length is also 0.5. So I know the y coordinate of point R must be negative 0.5 because it goes down by 0.5 from the x-axis. Okay. Then I want this horizontal length. So what I also know here is distance of shop T from Q. Here, this length is 1.3 km. So if this is 1.3, this is 0.5, I can find this length. Okay. So I take square root of 1.3 square minus 0.5 square, which will be and square root, which is 1.2 actually. 1.2. So if this distance is 1.2, means the x coordinate is 1.2, and this is straight down, so it's 1.2. Yeah, the x coordinate doesn't change when it's vertical line. So about the equation of straight line parallel to the route that connects T to Q and passing through point R. Parallel to from T to Q. So I know this is 1.2, this is 0.5. So I can find the gradient. The gradient going downwards, so it's negative. Then vertical distance over horizontal distance. Or you can use the formula. Yeah, you can use the formula negative y-intercept over x-intercept, which is negative 0.5 over 1.2 as well. So you get the exact same thing basically. So 0.5 divided 1.2 is 5 over 12. So just keep it fraction negative 5 over 12. I want to find the c. So I know y equals mx plus c. Y equals negative 5 over 12x plus c. So I just need to find the c by substituting point R, because I will know it passes through point R. So put in this coordinate, 1.2 negative 0.5. So negative 0.5 equals negative 5 over 12 times 1.2 plus c. Negative 5 over 12 times 1.2 is negative half. Yeah, which is negative 0.5 plus c. So if I bring over, basically c is 0. Because negative 0.5 minus negative 0.5 is 0. So c is 0. So the equation y equals negative 5 over 12x. There's no plus c because c is 0. That's question 6. Question 7. Transformation T is translation 5, negative 2. Transformation P, reflection in the straight line y equals negative x plus 4. Okay, so draw the image of QRS under transformation P. Transformation P, reflection in a straight line y equals negative 4 plus x. Let's draw a line y equals negative 4, negative x plus 4, sorry. Let's draw a line y equals negative x plus 4. So y equals negative x line is diagonally like this. Yeah, but plus 4. When they say plus 4 means it shift up by 4. So you end up here. This is the line. Y equals negative x plus 4. Now, if you don't know how to do that, there's another way to draw a line, which is I just sub in any value of x within here. Like if I sub in x equals 0, then y is 4. I know this point. X equals to say 4. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. I know this point. Then I just connect the 2 points using a straight line. Okay, because it's a straight line equation, just find any 2 points on the line and we will get the straight line. So we need to reflect over this line. Okay, the triangle QRS. So basically, if looking at it like this is confusing, okay, it might be a bit harder to see when you see in this way. Okay, but what instead I can do is I can rotate the whole image. Right, let me just show it to you. An example. Instead of looking at it like this, if you turn the whole paper like this, then it's easier to see when it's shifting from right to left, left to right. Yeah, that is just a trick, I would say, for you to see it easier as you draw it up. Yeah, but you don't have to use it. It's just one trick that I feel is quite helpful, especially for those who cannot really imagine very well. So basically, it will be reflected over this line, perpendicular distance. One box diagonal, here also one box diagonal, and up here. Okay, S prime. This one, 2.5, here half 2. R ends up here. R prime. S, sorry, the Q, 1, 2, 3 box, here also 1, 2, 3, and up here. Here will be the Q prime. Then we just connect each of these points using straight lines. Yeah, we transform each of the corner of the triangle and we connect them using straight lines. That will be the image. Yeah. But I should put it in the answer space actually. So let me put it here. Yeah. And then part B, state the coordinates of M under transformation T. Transformation T is just 5, -2. So M is here, which starts from -3, 3. So I go through transformation 5, -2. Actually, very simple. I just plus 5 here and minus 2 here. Yeah, going through transformation T, it ends up 2, 1. Yeah, working not important. Just need this. Or you can do it on the diagram. Plus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 2, 1, 2. So it ends up here, which is 2, 1. Yeah. So up to you. If you want to use the diagram, you can, or you can just transform from the coordinates. Yeah. Question 8. So determine whether argument is valid and sound. Justify each answer. So valid or not. Valid or not is basically based on the format. So this one, if m less than 3, m squared less than 169, m squared more equals 169, m more or equals 13. So the inequality basically flip. And it's basically is not this, then not this, which is following the contrapositive. So that would be the argument form 3. So this is valid because it follows argument form 3. Yeah, as long as it follows the format of the argument, it's valid. Then we see whether it's sound or not. Sound or not is depending on whether everything is correct or not. Okay. So if m squared is more equals 169, m more equals 13, this is not sound. Why? Because -13 squared would be more equals 169. But -13 is less than 13. Yeah. Okay. So means when M is negative 13, conclusion is false. Yeah. So I can also say premise 1 is false actually. Yeah. I can say when premise 2 is still correct for this, but conclusion is false, or I can straight away say premise 1 is false because M less than 13. Actually, premise 1 is correct. Yeah, premise 1 is correct. Yeah. But conclusion will be false if I follow this premise 2. So yeah, it's not sound. So question 9. I have this quadratic equation. I want to find value of P. So they give you the roots. One of the roots is 2. Basically, if I know the root, I can just substitute the root value into the equation. P times 2 square minus 2 equals 2P plus 2. Let me just solve from here. 4P, bring over 2P minus 2P equals 2 minus 2 bring over plus 2. 2P is 4. Carry of 2 times 2 opposite divide. 2P is 2. That's the value of P. Part B, find the other root of the equation. So now that I know what P value is, I can substitute back in. So 2x squared minus x equals 2 times 2 plus 2. 2 times 2 plus 2 is 6. Bring over the 6. Minus 6 equals 0. Put in the general form. Then we can factorize. 2x x equals 0. So it must be 2 here, 3 here. Minus 4 plus 3. How you factorize is up to you. You can use calculator. You can use cross method. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. So either first bracket is 0 or second bracket is 0. So if second bracket is 0, x is 2. But x is 2, that's the first root that we have. So what I want is the other root, which is this one. Plus 3 opposite minus 3. So x equals negative 3 over 2. This is the root that we want. Yeah. Okay. Because this is the first root. Then in question 10. Price of a packet of 5 kg detergent powder and 10 kg of detergent powder at the supermarket are 40 ringgit and 50 ringgit respectively. One Sophia bought several packets of 5 kg detergent powder and 10 kg detergent powder for 410 ringgit. Total mass of detergent powder purchased 70 kg. So they want you to use matrix method to calculate number of packets of 5 kg detergent powder and number of packets of 10 kg detergent powder purchased by one Sophia. Let's put number of packets of 5 kg as x for 10 kg as y. Okay, let's form the equations first. So price is 40 ringgit and 50 ringgit. So she bought several packets for 410 ringgit. So it means 40 ringgit times x packets plus 50 ringgit times y packet equals to 410. The other equation is total mass. So it's 5 kg and 10 kg means 5 kg times x plus 10 kg times y is 70. So these are the two equations. So I put these two equations into matrix form. Just follow the numbers 40, 50, 5, 10. It's xy, so times xy equals the total here, 410, 70. So to get xy, I multiply with the inverse of this on the left, then this will become identity matrix, which multiply xy is still xy. So I do that on the right as well, but I have to multiply in front. Make sure you don't put it behind. So 1 over AD, 40 times 10 minus BC, 50 times 5. Switch A and D. Negative B and C. Negative 50, negative 5. Yeah. Okay. Then times 4 and 10, 70. Simplify 1 over 40 times 10 minus 50 times 5, 150. Times these two matrices together. Times matrix, remember first matrix follow the rows, second matrix follow the columns. I like to show the grouping of them so that it's less likely to get confused which one to multiply. So 10 times 110, 4,100. 50 times 70, negative 50 times 70 minus 3,500. Second row, first column, negative 5 times 410, negative 2,050. 40 times 70 plus 2,800. So 1 over 150. This is 600 and 750. So times in, I get 4. 750 divided 150 is 5. Yeah. So it means x is 4 and y is 5. That's the values of x and y. Yeah. So this is 5 kg packet, 10 kg packet. Because they might not know which is which lah. So you have to clearly state which is 5 kg, which is 10 kg. Okay, then we go into section B, question 11. Here I have a directed automated graph. So first, part A, I want to draw a tree based on the graph in diagram 6. So actually, this one, there are many trees I can draw. Yeah. Okay, there are actually many possible trees I can draw. So I want to draw a tree that connects all of them lah. Okay. So if I start, right. So I have the 4 points. A, M, N, L. So one way is if I go this way, I can connect this. Then maybe this. Yeah, 8, 18, 30. Okay. If I don't want to go that way, I can go this way again. But instead of connecting N through M, I can connect from K also. Then maybe I can go L to N. $27. Yeah, you can even go this way, this, then you can't go like that. So you cannot form a loop. Okay, but if like that, then it's fine. Yeah. So there are a lot of ways. Yeah, there are a lot of ways I can connect them. You can also go like this. 13, 7, 8, 6, 14, then 13, 18, 14. Yeah. So there are a lot of ways you can do this. It's more than just this form. As long as there's no complete loop like that, then, and also every corner, every vertex is connected, and every of the edge is labeled correctly, then it's fine. Okay. Part B. Honey takes the commuter from train K to train N. Calculate the route with the shortest time. Shortest time. Weightage is the time. Yeah, time in minutes. And also each station you pass through, there's an extra 5 minutes. So to go from K to N, shortest time. So it will probably be either this way or this way, because this one already 27 minutes. Yeah. So even here, extra 5 minutes, 21 plus 5, 26 is still shorter. But this one, 14 plus 6 is only 20. So it's K, L, N. Okay, which has 14 plus 16 minutes plus, 14 plus 6 minutes plus another 5 minutes. So it's 25 minutes. Okay. B2, I want the cost of the route with the longest travel time. So the longest travel time is still from K to N, but I want the longest travel time, which will be, there's no way KM, I have to go straight to N. But if I go K to L, I can go M, then go to N. Yeah. So for B2, it must be K, L, M, N. So the cost of that route, K to L, this one, 220. L to M, 540. M to N, 250. Add them together. So 2.2 plus 5.4 plus 2.5, I get 10.1. 10 ringgit and 10 cents. That's the cost. And part C, complete the distance against time graph in the answer section. So given average speed of commuter train from a station to another is 120 km per hour. Average speed from a station to another. So this is distance against time graph. Average speed means total distance over total time. Yeah. So based on answer in B1, it's going from K to L to N. That means, yeah. So it is 14 here, 14 minutes, then stop for 5 minutes. And that is I need to find how many km away. So average distance, sorry, average speed is 120. Means distance over time equals 120. Which is 2 hours. Sorry, 120 km per hour. Yeah, per hour. So this 14 has to be over 60 because minutes I have to change to hours. So 120 times 14 over 60, 28. So this is 28 km. Yeah. This time should be 5 minutes. So 19. Yeah. Then it basically goes up. Yeah. To this one, S2. And here 25. So this change in time is 6. This one, basically S2 minus the S1, 28 is over the change in time, 6 minutes. So change to hours, again equals to 120 km per hour. S2 minus 28 is 120 times 6 over 60. 12, bring over the 28, minus opposite plus, which is 40. So here is 40. Yeah, that's the complete graph. Okay. Then we look at question 12. Diagram 8a here shows 3 pentagons E, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, and K, Q, R, S, T drawn on the Cartesian plate. So pentagon K, Q, R, S, T is the image of pentagon E, F, G, H, J, K, Q, R, S, T. This big one is image of this one in the combined transformation. So you see there are 3 pentagons here. This one is definitely the one in between. Means from this to this, then this to the big one. So it's VU. VU means U first. It doesn't mean V first. So I want to describe in full transformation U. Transformation U is look at the angle of it, this is rotation. Okay, this is definitely rotation. So rotation of yeah, 90 degrees. So it must be this way, which is anti-clockwise. About, so I need to find the center of the rotation. So you see, if it rotates this way here, definitely the center will be somewhere around this, yeah, this direction. So I can kind of use try and error, yeah, and guess. Let's say if I guess it's here, if I connect to the equivalent points, equivalent corners, you can see it doesn't form 90 degrees. If I shift it, it's 90, but here is shorter than this side. If I shift it here, it's 90 degrees and same length. So this point is the center of rotation, which is 0, 1, about 0.01, about center 0, 1. Or at 0, 1 also, yeah, it's fine. V is changing size, definitely enlargement. Okay, with scale factor of, I look at the size change. So just compare any of the side. You can see here, and this one all the way is basically double the length. If double the length means scale factor of 2. Yeah. At center of enlargement. So if you see there's a corner that doesn't change, this point, the K is the common point. So if the K remains, means that is the center of enlargement. So you can say center K. You can also put the coordinates -1, 4. Yeah, at center -1, 4, at center K is fine. You want K with the coordinates also is fine. Yeah. Then part B. If the area of 256 meters square represents the area of the KQRST. KQRST, the whole thing, the big one. I want to find area of the shaded region. So we find the area of object first. So area of image equals scale factor square times area of object, which is, in this case, I can take this, or I can count it as this KLMNP. Yeah, bring over 256 times opposite divide by 2 square, means divide by 4 is area of KLMNP, which is 64. So if the area of KLMNP is 64, the big one is 256, means area of shaded region is basically the 256 minus the 64. So it'll be 192 meters square. That's B. Okay. Then question 13. So I want to form a quadratic expression for the unplanted area represented by the shaded region. So this is a floor plan of Chris' house. These two triangles is the area of the plant grass. So in the middle, the shaded part here is the unplanted region. So if I want to form the quadratic expression, basically what I do is this area of shaded region is usually area of the whole thing minus the area of the unshaded part. So I can take basically 3x plus 4 times 14 minus area of the whole rectangle minus these two triangles, minus half times 2x times 2x bracket square, minus the other one, half times x times x square. Yeah, this is the part A. So basically expand, so 42x plus 56 minus 2x squared minus half x squared. Then it will end up, yeah, let's continue here. -2 minus half, -5/2 x squared, then plus the 42x and plus 56. There we go. That's the expression. So for B, area of shaded region is 184. So means I can take the expression because that's the area of the shaded region equals to 184. Then I solve from here. So I can bring over the 184. Positive become minus. So 56 minus 184. Minus 128 goes 0. Let's get rid of the fraction and also the negative at times -2. 5x squared minus 84x plus 256 equals 0. Let's factorize this. 5x and x. If you want, you can use calculator to factorize as well. So mode equation, key in the A, B, and C value, 5, -84, 256, 64/5, and 4. So means if you work backwards, 64/5, x is 4. Bring over the 4 minus 4 equals 0. So means x minus 4. This one get rid of fraction. 5x is 64. Positive, bring over, become minus. Make it equal 0. So 5x minus 64. Yeah. Now, we want to see whether both are possible or not. Okay. 64/5. Okay. Let's consider 64/5 is 12.8. So I'm saying 12.8 is x. So if here is 2x, 2 times 12.8, that would be 25.6. But here is only 14. There's no way x can be 25. There's no way here can be longer than this. So this is not possible. Rejected. Okay. Because 2x is less than 14, x less than 7. Yeah, so there's no way it can be so big. So means x value must be 4. Then part C, find the length of LM. LM, 3x plus 4. So I already know x, 3 times 4 plus 4. 16 cm. 16 meters, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Then question 14. A manager in a furniture factory studied the duration of time in hours taken by his co-workers to complete a teak chair. Result of the studies shown in the ogive here. So complete the table in the answer space, table here. Okay, so it's based on this ogive. Okay, let me put it here so it's easier for you to see, easier for us to compare. So I have the intervals here. Cumulative frequency, I just follow. So 1 to 1.4 means this part. So here goes up to basically about 3. Here is 10, 19, 27, and 30. Oh, sorry, that's the cumulative frequency. Then frequency. Frequency, basically, we take the cumulative frequency minus the previous cumulative frequency. So this 3 here would be 10 minus 3, 7. 19 minus 10, 9. 27 minus 19, 8. 30 minus 27, 3. That's how we get the frequency from your cumulative frequency. You take away that cumulative frequency with the previous cumulative frequency. Then midpoints. Actually, all midpoints basically just add the intervals, divide by 2. 1 plus 1.4 divided by 2. So 1.2, then 1.7, 2.2, 2.7, 3.2. That's part A. Part B. Calculate the estimated mean for B1. I mean, estimated mean, basically I use frequency and midpoint. So it's three times 1.2 plus 7 times 1.7 plus 9 times 2.2 plus 8 times 2.7 plus 3 times 3.2 divided by the total frequency, which I already have, no need to count, it's just the 30. Yeah. So count. 3 times 1.2 plus 7 times 1.7 plus 9 times 2.2 plus 8 times 2.7 plus 3 times 3.2 divided by 30. 2.216, so 2.22. Let's just round it off 3 significant figures. Then B2 standard deviation. Standard deviation, I have mean. I want the sum of x squared. Let's find sum of x squared first. Means each of the sum of fx squared. Means each of the frequency times with the midpoint square. 3 times 1.2 square plus 7 times 1.7 square plus 9 times 2.2 square plus 8 times 2.7 square plus 3 times 3.2 square. $157.15. So standard deviation, square root of sum of fx square over total frequency 30 minus mean square. For this one, it's better to use small decimal actually. Yeah. Then it will be more accurate. So square root of 157.15 over 30 minus 2.2167 square. 0.573. Let's take it three decimals. But if you take 2.22 here, then you get 5.559 actually. Yeah, which is actually fine as well. Yeah, 560 also is okay if you take 2.22 square. Yeah. Because you are using the previous answer. Yeah. Okay, then question 15. Right, so for question 15, I need to write the two linear inequalities based on the constraints here. So for part A, basically follow the first constraint. Eric needs at least 1,000 calories per day. So 1,000 calories, X is for number of donuts, Y is for number of energy drinks. So calories, 100 calories times number of donuts plus 50 calories times number of energy drinks, at least 1,000 calories. So more equals 1,000. The other one, the price, 50 cents times number of donuts plus 2 ringgit times number of energy drink. So he has only 24 ringgit, means it must be less or equals 24. There's no way he can spend more than what he has. And part B. So scale is always given. They say 2 cm 10 donuts on x-axis and 2 cm. Yeah, 2 cm to 2 energy drinks on the y-axis. So here has to follow the scale. Each box is 2. Sorry, each box is 10. Because 2 cm to 10 donuts. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. The other one, each box 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Yeah, should be fine. You can go all the way, okay, but 24 and here actually go up to 80 should be fine. Your normal graph, my graph I think has more boxes than those in the given in exam. Should be 12 and 8 if I'm not wrong. So to draw the lines, I just need any 2 points on the line. So I just substitute any value of x or n or y in. Then find the other value. So if let's say x is 0, 50y is 1000, divided by 50, y is 20. So if x is 0, y is 20 this point. If y is 0, 100x is 1000, means x is 10. Y is 0. 100x is 1000, x is 10. Yeah. It's just here. So the line will basically be like this. Then 0.5x plus 2y, that's all equals 24. Again, if x is 0, 2y is 24, y is 12. Here. If y is 0, 0.5x is 24, divided 0.5, 48. Y is 0, x is 48. Will be here. So the graph would be basically like this. So yeah, just make sure you follow the scale that is given. Actually, this question, if you see the Malay version, this says 2 cm to 10 tins for y-axis as well. But here says 2 cm, 2 energy drink on the y-axis. So something is wrong with the question. But I'm following the English version. Yeah, I'm just following the English version. So it'll be like this. So once I get this, I shape the region. So this is the first one. 100x plus 50y equals 1000. This one is the 0.5x plus 2y equals 24. So this one more means above this line. This one less below this line. So in between means this shaded region here. Yeah. So this is the shaded region. Then for part C, based on the graph, state the minimum and maximum number of donuts if Eric buys 8 cans of energy drink. 8 cans of energy drink means y is 8. Y value of 8 here. So we look at this y value. What are the possible values of x? Where would x be possible? So x, the lowest it can be is here, which is 6. And the highest it can be would be here, 60. Means minimum number of donuts is 6. Maximum number of donuts is 60. That's it. All right. Now let's look at section C, question 16. So first, just fill in the diagram in the answer space. So this is just a probability tree. So each branch, both branches together must be 1. So here must be 5/12. 6/11, here must be 5/11. And let's see, a box has 7 cheese tarts, 5 pineapple tarts, 2 tarts randomly selected. So depending on what they select for the first one, it decreases. So if you first one select pineapple tart, means 1 less pineapple tart, still 7, total left with 11, and 4 pineapple left with total 11. Oh wait, if the first one is a pineapple tart, it's returned. So it's still 12. Yeah, it's still 5/12. Because this one, sorry, first part pineapple, return and select second tart. If it's cheese tart, then not return. Yeah, so it's a different case. Then probability that at least one cheese is selected. At least one cheese means it can be cheese, 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 pineapple. It can be pineapple cheese. So you can take this times this, plus this times this, plus this times this, or a quicker way is actually to take 1 minus none of them are cheese tarts. 5/12 times 5/12. That's the easier way of doing it. Yeah, using the complement probability. 1 minus 5/12 times 5/12 is 119 over 144. Sorry. Yeah. Then part B. This one, I have a box of cheese tarts. It's the length of the cuboid here. Perimeter of the space not filled with cheese tart means yeah, means the perimeter. Okay, perimeter of space not filled with cheese tart. Basically is circumference of each cheese tart times number of cheese tarts. So let's find the radius of a cheese tart. You can take 27 divided by 6 radius, or you can take 36 divided by 8 radius. It's the same. Let's say 27 divided by 6. 4.5. 36 divided by 8. 4.5. It's the same. So perimeter not filled with cheese tart is should I write down here? Twelve cheese tarts times 2 pi r. Pi, let's just use 22/7 times radius 4.5 But that's not all, because it also includes the perimeter of the box, the inside of the box. So I also plus 2 times 27 plus 2 times 36. So straight away I can add all together. 12 times 2 times 22 over 7 times 4.5 plus 2 times 27 plus 2 times 36. Yeah, you can round off 465.43 cm square, or you can put mixed number 4653 over 7 also. Okay, doesn't really matter. Huh? It's still accepted. So 5 pieces of cheese tarts have been eaten. Find the area space covered by the remaining cheese tarts. So means the area of 7 cheese tarts. 7 times pi r square. 7 times pi, 22 over 7 times radius square, 4.5 square. 7 times 22 over 7 times 4.5 square. It is 445.5 cm square. Just like that. So it's just circumference and area of circles here. Then part C, draw a Venn diagram representing the relation between set C and set K. So set C is students who like chocolate flavored cheese tarts. K, students who like kiwi flavored cheese tarts. So Venn diagram, want it to be like this. CK, universal set. I want the relation based on information given. So 18 students like chocolate cheese tarts, 15 like kiwi, 6 like chocolate and kiwi, both. So means in the middle 6. 3 students did not like both, outside 3. So whole set C is 18. So here is 6, means here must be 18 minus 6, 12. Kiwi is 15. 15 minus 6, 9. Yeah, that's the relation here. That's the Venn diagram. So I want number of students involved in the survey. Basically, just add all together. 12 plus 6 plus 9 plus 3. 30. Yeah. That's it. Then question 17. One Sarah deposits 10,000 ringgit into a savings account with interest rate 4% per annum, compounded quarterly. So I want the amount of One Sarah saving at the end of the second year. So end of the second year means time is 2 years. Interest rate 4% per annum, compounded quarterly means N is 4 quarters in a year. So using the compound interest formula, matured value is principal 10,000 times 1 plus interest rate. 4% means 0.04, 4 divided by 100 over N, 4 to the power of N times T, 4 times 2. Yeah, just use the compound interest formula. 10,000 bracket 1 plus 0.04 over 4 to the power of 4 times 2, which is 8. Yeah, power 8. So RM, 10,828 ringgit $1.57. Part B. One Sarah wants to buy a car that costs 96,000 ringgit. She wants to make that down payment 10% using her savings. So remaining payment will be made through a loan with fixed interest rate 4%. So the car costs 96,000. Okay. So we first want the principal, which is 10%, which is minus of the 10%. So 90% of the 96,000 first. Okay, for the principal. $86,400. Then fixed interest rate means simple interest, 4% period of 4 years. Amount of repayment, not refund actually. Amount of repayment for the loan. So total amount of repayment will basically be the principal is 6,400 plus the interest. Principal times interest rate times time. Interest rate 4% for 100 times time, 5 years. Is 6,400 plus is 6,400 times 4% times 5. So it is 103,680. Okay. Then B2, monthly installment. Monthly installment means I divide by number of months. 103,680 over number of months, 5 years times 12 months each year. 103,680 divide bracket 5 times 12 means divide by 60. So each month 1,728 ringgit. That's part B. Part C. So I have a table for road tax rates. So I want road tax by Puan Sarah for new car. So her new car is 1,800 cc. Okay. So 1,800 cc is it's basically this. So 200. Yeah, it's kind of like borderline actually. So it's here, easier to see. So it's 200 ringgit for the first for 1,600 cc plus 40 cents for each difference in cc. Means the difference from 1,600 is 200 cc. I times by 0.4. So 200 plus 200 times 0.4 is 280. So it's basically 280 ringgit. Yeah. And for part D, At the end of 2014, Sarah's husband and Jake Humey bought an apartment. House in Kajang, 2 for 280,000 ringgit. 10% price of the house is paid. From January 1st, 2015, he's rented out his house, rental rate 1,000 ringgit per month. So on 1st of January 2022, he sold his house 440,000. Okay. Amount of loans due owed to the bank is 176,400. Monthly installment that has been paid is 1,705,600. Other charges involved is listed in the table here. So the total investment return. Okay. Let me write here. So total investment return. We start with 440,000. Okay, because that's what he get from selling. Okay. Then I have to minus off everything that he paid. So he bought for 280,000 and he paid 10%, means 28,000 has been paid. Okay. Then I still have how much he owed the bank, 176,400, and how much he has already paid to the bank, 175,600. Then I also need to minus these three costs. I think I cannot fit here. Let's just count total of this. Yeah, I still need to shift this in. Total here, these three add together, 14,000 plus 8,000 plus 14,000, 36,000. So I minus that 36,000. But that's not all, because he also rented out his house 1,000 per month since 1st of January 2015 until 1st of January 2022. So I have to plus back the rental income. Yeah. So you can calculate that separately. $12 months a year times 2015 to 2022. That is 7 years times 1,000 each month. 12 times 7 times 1,000, 84,000 ringgit. So it means I plus 84,000. So calculate 440,000 minus 28,000 minus 176,400 minus 175,600 minus 36,000 plus 84,000. So we get 108,000. That is the total investment return. So investment return value means return of investment, ROI, which is the percentage of return compared to the cost. So it's 108,000 over the cost. Cost we consider as the price of the house, 280,000. times 100%. So 108,000 over 280,000 times 100%, which I get 38.57%. Yeah. So that is for the SBP trial paper for 2022. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.